Hey y'all, good morning. Listen, y'all, there have been a lot of videos lately about quitting your 9 to 5 job. And I admit, we even took our stab at the conversation and we talked about our experience with my partner Jay leaving his 9 to 5. And that video is over on our other channel, and we talked about all the reasons why he did it. So in this video, I want to talk about 5 things you should do before you quit your 9 to 5. Okay? 5 things. Now, here's the thing. I understand why people are in this era of wanting to quit their 9 to 5. I understand we are tired. We are over it. I think it's 2 reasons. I think one reason is because businesses, companies, they're just not treating employees well as they could be treating them. We can all do better, both sides of the house, right? So I think that's one reason. I think the other reason is because we also live in this social media age where we are seeing all of these people on the internet who seem to be doing better than we're doing and seem to be living the lifestyle we want to live. And a lot of it is they don't have a 9 to 5 because they're either influencers or they're looking like they are influencers, okay? Because I say that to say you never know what's really going on with anybody's finances. You don't know how much of it is being paid for by somebody else because maybe they're in a relationship, maybe they're married, maybe there's something. You just don't know how people are getting their money or how they're financing their endeavors. We don't know if people are in debt. We just don't know. But what we do know is it looks like they're having way more fun than we're having, and we are ready to take a breather, okay? So let me get to a good stopping point so that we can really sit down and talk, because ain't nobody got time for this son to be doing what the son is doing, messing up the visuals as we drive, okay? So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back. The first thing you should do before you quit your job is lower your monthly expenses as much as possible. And this is why. It's my philosophy that we all work jobs that we work simply because we have bills to pay, right? It's the main reason why we feel we have to work as much as we work, whether it's by putting in more hours or by trying to go for more and more pay raises. Like whatever it is, the main culprit is we got bills. So the first thing I say that anybody should do is lower their bills as much as possible. And what this means is you're going to focus on paying off debt, right? If you don't have a car payment, that's less money that you have to earn in a month to meet your financial needs. The other thing you're going to do is go through your subscription services and cut out anything that is not serving you, anything that is not necessary. And believe it or not, there's more things not necessary than not. Take away the excuses. One of the first things I did when I was getting out of debt is I cut the cable bill. Back then when I did it, there was not as many streaming services as there are today. So I didn't even know if it was going to be something realistic, if it was going to be something that I could comfortably do without feeling like I was depriving myself too much. But let me tell you something. One thing I did know is this. If I cut it off, and if it didn't work out for me, I was going to give myself about 2 months. And if it didn't work out for me, I knew that I can always get something turned back on. So I would say, cut it off, try going without first, and play a few games where you can say, because I'm not paying this money can now go towards that, okay? And then the last thing I would say is cut out the BS. The BS is the eating out, the shopping, just the unnecessary splurges so that you can streamline and get your expenses into tip-top shape. Do this before you quit your job. The second thing I would do before I quit my job is I would save up at least 2 years of living expenses, right? Now that you lowered your threshold on your monthly expenses, this will be easier to do. It's also going to help cover you in the ebbs and flows of being a full-time, whatever it is you decide to be now that you don't have a full-time job. Let's face it, a lot of us have dreams of being full-time social media influencers. Let's take YouTube, for instance, because that's the one we're on right now. So a lot of times people have a dream of being a full-time YouTuber. So if you save up at least 2 years of expenses, this is going to help you in the ebbs and flows of what being a full-time YouTuber will bring. Now listen, stick around to the end of this video. I'm actually going to share with you some of my personal, something I never did before, some of my personal income streams from being a YouTuber. And I'm not full-time. I'm not full-time. We do this as a side hobby. Actually, we're on our way to work now, and I decided to pull over on the way to work to make this video. This is what we have to do, okay? Because we're not giving up our day job. We're not. And so the third thing you should do before you quit your job is think about insurances. Without a full-time job, you will no longer have access to your employer's health insurance or life insurance policies, simple things like that. So I will say, really take this into consideration. Figure out what you're going to do in the meantime. I'm just all over the place because my lips feel dry now. Start thinking outside of the box. Look at what your options for your life are. And let's also keep that in mind, that a lot of us are living different lifestyles. And so some of us are going to be able to maneuver things in different ways. If I take myself, for instance, if I was to walk away from my full-time job, I would start looking at what are some of your friends doing? What are some of your people that you know who don't work traditional 9-to-5 jobs? What are they doing for health insurance? Take those things into consideration, research that. I am a veteran, so I know that for me, my health insurance could very well come from my VA benefits. They take care of your full health, dental, and they're actually adding on more and more benefits every single year. So I would definitely go that way. My partner Jay, as y'all know, he gave up his full-time job and he drives Uber and Lyft full-time, and they do come with health benefits that you can actually pay into, which a lot of times you do anyway, whether you realize it or not. The thing about it is that when we get a paycheck, a lot of times we don't feel the money that comes out that goes towards our health benefits. But for Uber and Lyft, I believe his comes in around $300 a month. But also remember, he is my partner, domestic partner. I think that's the name for it. So we're not married, but being a domestic partner, he could very well go on to my insurance policies. Okay, so look into that. Maybe you're married and you can go on your spouse's insurance policies, or maybe you're in a domestic partner relationship and you can go on to your partner's insurance policies. So just take a look at your options before you quit your full-time job. I know that there was a point, especially during the pandemic in Virginia, where they actually had different programs that you could get insurance, health insurance for free based off of your income. You did have to apply for this, and I'm not even sure if it's still a thing, but it was a thing for a good 2 years. And the people who were approved for that insurance policy, they are still covered to this day. So just look into that. Think outside of the box and know that a lot of times there are programs out there to help you, but it is going to be up to you to find those programs and figure out what you need to do to get the benefits, okay? The fourth thing I would do before I quit my job is I would beef up my side hustles, because whether we have a 9-to-5 job or not, we still live in a world that costs money, okay? So I would definitely look at different ways that I can bring money into my experience. And keep in mind that what you do, it doesn't all have to come from one place. You can have several things that bring in some money. And I always look at it like this. I look at my bills, the bills that we streamlined, right? And I say, okay, you know what? We have our gas bill. Gas bill comes in about $65 a month. What can I do that can bring in $65 at least and can cover that bill? That's the way I divvy it up, because for me, it's a game and life is a game. And when I look at it like that, it makes it so much easier and it makes things worthwhile. Sometimes we may look at a side hustle and we say, oh, Well, that only gives me this amount of money. That's not worth it. But if you can directly correlate that amount of money to a bill that you have to pay regardless, it can make more sense of it. Let me give you an example. My sisters, right? They will do DoorDash in their spare time. My one sister will have a simple goal. Her goal is to make $50 a day doing DoorDash. And her $50 goes towards her vacation spending money, okay? And so, let me pull up my little thing. Let's say if she said her goal was $50 and she did that toward 5 days a week. That's $250 a week, okay? What can you do with an extra $250 a week? $250 a week, let's say a typical month is 4 weeks, that's $1,000 a month. What can you do with an extra $1,000 a month? And because her goal is only $50 a day, it's low enough to make her feel as if she doesn't have to be out driving for a whole lot of hours. A lot of times on a weekend, she'll get up, she'll go out at 8, and by 10 o'clock, she is done. She made her goal and sometimes then some, because sometimes she actually moves it up to $100, okay? But it's something that she does. It's a side hustle, and it allows her to take more pleasure in her life. So you think about that. What can an extra $250 a week do for you? Can it help you pay off debt faster? Can it help you stock up your emergency fund, your 2-year living expenses faster? Or could it just be that extra money that you have when you are going out to play on this planet, okay? Some of the extra things that I do that I consider a side hustle is going to be, one, I put all of my extra savings and all of my savings for my emergency fund in a high yield savings account. This gives me an additional 4% a month that my money makes without me doing another single thing. Okay, if I wanted to, I could withdraw the money that my account made. Now, keep in mind that you will have to pay taxes on the gains, but if I wanted to, I can withdraw a percentage of that money and use it toward paying a bill. Because as long as I keep that initial investment there, every single month, that money should make at the very least the same interest every single month, okay? Now, my high yield savings account, I have it with Goldman Sachs Marcus account, and right now, I believe the interest rate is 4.1%. The thing with a high yield savings account is that the interest rate can fluctuate month to month, but again, it's not anything that you're doing any extra. If you open up this account with a referral code, you will get an additional bonus on your money, okay? And you will also be given a referral code that you can also give out to get even more additional bonuses on your money. If you are interested and you would like a referral code, send me an email. My email address is below, and I will get a referral code out to you. Okay. The other thing that I do for my side hustle is I rent out extra bedrooms in my house. Now, this is something that I did way back when I first began my debt payoff journey. It's something that I had to get comfortable with. I was moving out of my comfort zone by renting out rooms to people I did not know. And for me, these student interns. And I started off just doing 1 bedroom. I now do 4 bedrooms. I now rent out 4 bedrooms in my home to bring in additional income. And actually renting out 4 bedrooms in my home actually pays for all of the household expenses of my home. Okay. The next thing I do, as you guys know, we're on YouTube. I make YouTube videos just like this. Doesn't take me a whole lot of time. It just takes me being mindful and intentional and making good use of my time. For instance, driving back and forth to work, I come up here and I talk to you, and this also brings in additional income. And as I said before, we're going to look at an example at the very end of this video, okay? And so just keep that in mind. What can you do in your life? What can fit in naturally in your life, easily within your life, or even with a little bit of extra effort? What can fit in your life to bring in a side hustle? Please think about that and get that started before you quit your job. The last thing you should do is not create a new lifestyle. Because we're using YouTube as an example, we're going to use it as the example. Do not create a new lifestyle off of your highest paying month. When you start doing the thing that you say you're going to do, the thing that you're doing, and this is why you're quitting your job, you may have months that are super high, that have you feeling like, yes, this is how it's going to be from here on out. But at the same time, you may have months that aren't so high. So I would say do not create a lifestyle based off of that highest paid month. Do not do that, because you will end up with your feelings hurt. You will end up stressed out, and you will find yourself on social media dry begging your supporters to help supplement your lifestyle because you did not plan well. Okay? What you should do is save as much of your money as possible. You're going to save it because when the money doesn't flow in the way you thought it was going to continue to flow in, you will be prepared. You will be able to take your fat, your months of fat and plenty, to cover your months of lean, because there will be highs and there will be lows. But if you play your cards right, you should be able to make it all stretch out so that it covers what you need. Now remember, because you already saved up 2 years of living expenses, you're going to be able to start bringing in the money that you make and saving it. So much so that when your bills come in for month one, you're not going to need month one's income to pay this because you've already saved up that month, right? So you should almost be like a month ahead. And that's the way you're going to set up your budget. Now, there's going to be different videos on how to do that. How do you do a budget within a regular income? Because when you're an entrepreneur, your income will become irregular. Now, this is the part. This is the part where I show you, based off of my own personal experience, how this can look. Now, of course, I agree. Everybody is different. Everybody's situation is different, okay? And even everybody's income streams are different. So this is going to be based off of YouTube AdSense alone. It's not going to be based off of sponsored videos, sponsorships, other things, ways that I bring in money from YouTube incomes, because sometimes companies will actually purchase footage from me. So that's another way that I can make money off of YouTube without it actually being directly tied to AdSense or directly tied to a sponsored video, okay? But let's take a look at this example. Hold on, I gotta pull up the screenshots. Every time I open up my email, it's like, ugh. Got more and more things to do. Okay, guys, listen. We're going to pull some screenshots. What I did is I took the same period of time over 3 separate years, okay? So the same month, it looks like I took September 7th through October 3rd. In this first year that I pulled, September 7th through October 3rd, my estimated revenue for that 30-day time frame. Wait, let's start like this first. All right, we're gonna see, ooh, drastic difference. All right, in that time frame, I made practically a video every single day, it looks like, just based off of what this chart is showing us. I got 549,000 views in that time frame. And I'm not going to say it's because I made a video every single day. I'm going to say it's because the videos I made were interesting. This was during my eviction series when I was going through a live eviction, going through trying to get a tenant removed from my rental property who hadn't paid rent for close to 2 years. Okay. And so we were going through that drama and together. This is why I feel like my views were so high. Not because of every day. And I say that because some people, I know they're out there, they're saying make a video every single day, blah, 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 blah. You can make a video every day if you want. But if nobody is interested, nobody is watching them, it really doesn't matter. Yes, you can have more views than you would have had you not made videos every day. But what I'm saying is just because you make a video every day doesn't mean you're going to get a whole lot of watch time or a whole lot of views. Okay. So 549,000 views. 74,000 hours of watch time. I got an increase of 4,000 subscribers, and I made $8,202 in that 30-day window, 30-ish days. I think that's about 30-day window. Now, let's take the next year during that same time period. It doesn't look like I made a video every day, but it does look like I made a good, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So about a video every other day, right? I had 66,000 views. So we dropped hundreds of thousands of views. 66,000 views. This is probably when I went right back to just doing pure finance videos. No more drama in my life. Sorry, but I'm sorry. I would take a peaceful, drama-free life over drama any day. I will. So no more drama. Every other day, 66,000 views. Lost about 500,000 views, right? Close. 8,000 hours of watch time. Woo! Versus 74,000 hours. So 8,000 hours of watch time. I only got 91 new subscribers. And this paid me $1,000. $1,024. Okay? Now imagine had I based a lifestyle off of making $8,000 YouTube months. Because I've done 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 YouTube months, throughout the years, like throughout the months. Certain months throughout the year. How about that? Certain months throughout the year, right? But clearly it's not a consistent thing. Okay? So now, oh gosh, let's take it again. Another year, same time period. I did 70,000 views. So 70,000 views. So that was a little more than I did the other year of that same time period. So 70,000 views. Oh, only 5,000, almost 6,000 watch time hours. Only. But I did get 724 new subscribers. Only made $691 for that month. Okay? Now, I'm showing you this and I'm sharing this with you to let you know that YouTube ebbs and YouTube flows. You can have some months where you make actually more views and actually get more subscribers, but you're going to get less money because it all depends on so many different factors, depending on the ads that they put on your video, how much they're paying you for the ads that they put on your video, all of that. So it all fluctuates, it all changes. None of it is guaranteed. And so I say this to say, before you quit your daytime job, take all of these things into consideration. Thank you so much for watching. Now let me get to my good daytime job, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Thumbs up, subscribe, talk to me in the comments. Peace.